KCAA.
Working in the margins. Dealing with our challenges, assessing needs, and finding solutions. Short-term, mid-range, and long-term. Solutions can find us working in the margins. Today's world is a tough baseline. It's more difficult than ever to just exist or get by. And it's not getting any easier. Moving forward in today's world has become both an art and a science. Food, clothing, temporary shelter, long-term housing, short-term jobs, temporary employment, or long-range careers. It all takes some help and finesse. Not everyone can do it. It's an art and a science. And let's face it, not everyone is a scientist. Some people need more help than others. The basics like reliable transportation, internet, laundry, a regular shower, even water, those basics we all take for granted. Electricity, these are the challenges of those caught in the net. Are homeless, unhoused, housing challenged, living in the margins. People of all ages, young, middle-aged, senior citizens, entire families, male, female, all reasons and all walks of life. Anyone can find themselves living in the margins. Homelessness and the challenges that go with it are not going away, and we can't ignore them. It's just too expensive. We've got to do better. Take the next step forward. Tune in now and listen to Working in the Margins.
Hello, San Bernardino. Welcome back to Working in the Margins with Z, and I'm Z. So thanks for tuning in. Today's Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. And we are at the beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I have a special show today with some special people. And I wanted to share some statistics, a few statistics, but more than anything, this is a celebration of some breast cancer survivors. A very special one to me, and from coming from me, I'm a breast cancer survivor. I think I've shared that on many shows before. This is my 19th year of being in remission and thriving and being on the other side of cancer. Unfortunately, cancer sometimes is the gift that keeps giving. I think so recently I've had some complications from breast cancer treatment that I've been going through treatment for and having some studies and stuff done. But I found out about a week or so ago that some of the spots that they found were benign. So yay! So I'm still fighting a good fight. And I want to make breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. I want to make it not so scary for people. Because it's treatable, you can recover from it, and you can live many, many years after. So I want to first, and I'm going to try not to cry because first of all, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed that I have good people in my life and supporters, and I've been able to be a supporter. I've been a breast buddy. I'm a certified breast health educator. I'm a lemonista. It's through working. What's it called? Know Your Lemons. Know Your Lemons. And my guest today, Randisa, she's right. She's also a new lemonista, so she's going to tell me her why about that. But she's also a colleague of a colleague. So we're all colleagues. Elizabeth Pender McSwain, who runs Caramel Connections, she's a master gardener, and that's something that we have in common is gardening. And I've learned a lot from her, and I've been following her for many years. She used to own one of my favorite restaurants called Biola's, and I think that's how we met when I was back in the state senate. So, okay, my guest. First, I'm gonna tell you how we met, and then because we've known each other for probably 2 years now. Mm-hmm. Okay, a solid 2 seasons. And I say seasons because we met. We are seat mates in a section mates at the Ontario Reign. We are season ticket holders. Me, her, and her husband Manny. We are often at the games together. We sit, they sit right behind me. I sit on the end, and we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of struck that. You can't really not sit in our section, right, and not like know everybody because it's kind of a small section. 102, if you know where you are, 102. Shout out 102. Hey. Okay, shout out 102. And hockey brings people together. I'm a hockey head. Nicole and Manny, they're hockey heads, and we've just enjoyed our friendship and our hockey lives together for the last 2 years. So I look forward. Hockey season has started, or it's starting. It started because we've been to. And this is Nikki, y'all. First, I want to say this is my friend Nicole, Nikki, and season started. We've already been to opener, one of the Kings game already, and then we got another game this Sunday. So we back, we happy,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Are we happy?
We're ready. We're ready. It's been too long.
It's been too long. That wait between seasons is especially this year. I don't know. This summer was so much going on, and I was like, man, I need hockey. I can't wait to get back.
Yes.
But we're back at it. We're gonna be back in it, but Nikki last year got a diagnosis of breast cancer. She was positive. Not even last year, this year, earlier this year.
February of this year.
February of this year. She was diagnosed. And she knew about my story and everything because they do a lot of things at the Ontario Rain Games for breast cancer client or patients. Survivors, breast cancer survivors. Yes. They have like pink in the rink and different things. And, you know, I had a pink jersey. And so I think a lot of people knew that I was a breast cancer survivor. And I got to, a few years back, before we even met, I got to go out on the ice with Susan G. Komen and do things like that for breast cancer awareness. So unfortunately, this year, Nikki, she had to tell me she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and when you say you don't wish cancer or anything on your best friend, when people say that, like when I say that, I mean it. I absolutely mean it, because I know what I went through, what I continue to go through sometimes, and I'm like, if I love this girl, and I'm like, I don't want anybody to go through this, especially, you know, good people. She's a community volunteer. She's a Christian. She believes in God, and that's also something we have in common. She helps people. That's, you know, we have a lot of things in common outside of hockey. And then to find out that we had this in common too was just kind of disheartening for me. But Nicole is thriving.
Yes.
She's gone through chemo. She's gone through radiation. She just ended radiation recently. And now she's on her maintenance meds for her cancer. And I am grateful and thankful to you. You know, I'm here for you, you know.
I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to you because I don't think that I would have found it as early as I did.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah.
And we asked questions, and I wanted to hear your story. Even before I was diagnosed, I wanted to hear your story.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew it was safe for me to talk to you.
So, like, man, why? You know, of all the people.
But you know what? That's one thing I've never asked is why.
And I know you've been so.
I've never asked why, because why not me?
And I feel that way.
Why not me?
I felt that way, you know, too. I felt that way. I'm like, you know, well, why not me? I have different platforms that I could really talk to people and educate people and talk to women, and, you know, I'm out there, you know, I'm not hiding. I've known women, you know, especially women of color, we hide. We don't want anybody to know. We don't want to talk about it. You know, it affects our femininity. It affects, you know, some things, you know. I remember I was in a group for breast cancer survivors. And I gave a real fact is that if you have a mastectomy, you are an amputee.
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
Okay, because they are things that you had on your person that are no longer on your person and were cut off.
Sure.
Due to illness, disease, things like that. So I had a lady, an older black lady, and she said, well, you're just trying to be crippled. You just want to be crippled. And I had to explain to her, I was like, this is a fact. That's what it's called. Medically, you are amputee.
Right.
I'm not trying to get benefits for it. I'm not trying to get Social Security. But there's a different understanding when you when you have mastectomies and you don't have reconstruction. Not everybody can have reconstruction, and I couldn't have reconstruction. So people were like, it's by choice. No, it's not by choice. I could not physically have reconstruction because the cancers that I had were at my breastbone. They went to the bone. And so they had to take everything out. I was concave. I had to take everything out, and I didn't have anything to build upon. So me being able to have this conversation and conversations like this with people and tell them the truth of the matters, is really, really important, because I don't want people to be afraid. Yes. I don't want people to be afraid. So Nikki, I want you to tell. There's so much, and I want you to share as much as you can, but I had a couple of specific things. First of all, the first thing I want you to do is tell about your amazing, supportive, loving husband.
I don't know if I can do that without crying.
I know.
He's just been a rock. He's been
from
a
day
rock
one.
From day one. From day one with the diagnosis. I think I didn't fully understand the diagnosis. I heard the words, but it didn't seem real. Mm-hmm. And I called him and I said, hey, the doctor just called me and said I have breast cancer. He said, what? And I said, yeah, I was kind of like, you got the wrong number, sir. No, thank you. Mm-hmm. And he came home from work, and we cried. And I can't even put into words the strength that this man has. And I know it's because of his faith. His faith is what has kept him so grounded and so strong, to just kind of walk with me through every step. During chemo, my first chemo session was my son's 30th birthday. My second chemo session was my daughter's birthday. My third chemo session was my husband's birthday. And he sat with me through each one. My last chemo session was the 13-year anniversary of my brother's passing. Every chemo session just happened to fall on, and I don't think that was by chance. Day. No. I don't think it was by chance at all. And my husband sat with me through all of it. He said, there's no place I'd rather be. Okay. And I'm like, we are here at chemo, but he's just been his department. The department he works for, the fire station that he works for, the guys there have been such a huge support, always checking in on us, always making sure that everything's okay. If there was anything they can do for us. A couple of the guys shaved their heads when I shaved my head. My husband shaved his head. Z got me a shirt, a Team Cancer, a Team Nikki shirt, cancer one. And I couldn't have asked for a better support system, a better team around me, just to kind of help me through. I never, as lonely as it feels going through this.
Right.
Because you feel lonely, and you can have as many people around you. I knew that you were a text away. I knew my support was a text away. Yeah. And it was huge. And like I said, I wouldn't have found it if it wasn't for you, Z. Literally, you would tell me,
Go get it checked,
Go get
girl.
it checked. If it's not supposed to be there, tell them to take it out. And they would ask me, does it hurt? She said, doesn't matter if it hurts. You tell them to take it out. And so I think that's something
there's other
had that
things,
conversation.
outside of pain. There's other complications.
Yes.
I want to, you have daughters. They are wonderful. I love them too. They come to the games. As a mom of daughters, do you feel like you should really start to educate them about being prudent about their breast care health now?
Absolutely. Where my breast cancer was found is an odd area.
Right.
I don't know if you're okay with me speaking on that.
If you okay.
I'm okay with that. So First off, I'm in good company because I had a third nipple. It looked like a pimple, but I hear one of the Jonas Brothers and Mark Wahlberg has one, so I'm good.
Okay.
But
Marky Mark.
it's hereditary, and it's a very rare percentage that even have a third nipple. It's predominantly in men. And there was lumps there, and that's where I ended up having breast tissue under there, and that's where they found the cancer. So my cancer was very rare in that sense. Only, like I said, 0.3 to 0.6% chance of even getting cancer in that area.
Right.
So I'm very on top of my girls. I have 3 daughters, and I'm very on top of them about, you know what your body looks like, you know what your body feels like. Make sure that you're checking if anything feels different. And since I was diagnosed, they'll come in and be like, Mom, can you feel this? And I'm glad for that. So I'm very, very transparent with my diagnosis. I'm very transparent with my treatment. I've been very transparent with all of it because I don't ever want people to feel, like you said, afraid to talk about it. And because the fear is what's going to keep you from getting treatment early.
Exactly. I know my cancers, I diagnosed them. I thought I diagnosed I found my cancers early. But once they got in and everything, the doctor said, oh, it had probably been there for many years, and by the time I was symptomatic of it, it was a good size. And I remember my mom telling me, it's not supposed to be there. It doesn't matter if it's benign, if it's not supposed to be there. Tell them to take it out. And if it's...
So your mom helped me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. My mom, she didn't play. And she was in healthcare. She was a nurse. So that was her. She was like, no, it's not supposed to be there. We're not going to watch anything. Remember when I told you that? We don't need to watch it turn into what?
Yeah, they told me 6 months. They said, we'll check it
They
again
were going to
in
watch
6
it.
months. And she says, no, you tell them we're not going to wait and see.
Right. We're going to wait and watch it turn into what? And there's certain aspects about breast cancer, like microcalcifications and things like that.
Yes.
Our breasts are so, they're lobules, they're so, intricate. Of course, God's design is, we don't have any understanding about his design of the human body, but the things that the, breast is, we're to take care of, feed our families, grow our children, to feed our, we can feed people and feed our children without the help of anything technical. Right. They don't need to be refrigerated. Right. So first of all, that's magical. We are magical that we could, but there's also a lot of, there's lots of density issues, I'm really glad that you're being open with your daughters. Sometimes we get scared and we don't want, because we're like, we don't want them to have to go through that, But in order for them not to, they need to know as much as we can.
Right.
We're going to take a break right now. And I want to switch up a little bit about, we're going to talk about how we're going to thrive and what we're going to do in the future. And we're going to talk about breast health education. And we'll be right back, San Bernardino.
KCAA Loma Linda. The Legacy KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM.
Hi, folks. It's Milan Vukovic from the Tahibo Tea Club. We just received our first shipment since the new tariffs, and because our tea is harvested deep in the Brazilian rainforest, we had to pay a 50% import tariff just to release it. Once we run out of our current inventory, prices will go up. Right now, you can still stock up at today's pre-tariff prices by calling us at 818-610-8088. 1 pound of original Pure Pau d'Arco Tahibo tea is $49.95, or take advantage of our multi-pack discounts such as buy 3 pounds, get 1 free. That's a 4-pack discount of 25% for $149.95, or buy 5 pounds, get 3 free. That's an 8-pack discount to 38% for $249.95. Stock up now. Call us at 818-610-8088 or visit TahiboTeaClub.com. That's 818-610-8088.
Shaggy Too Swaggy says if you're thinking about leaving your pet in the car while shopping, even for a short time, think again. Heat stroke, dehydration, and even death occurs in only minutes. So leave your pet in a shaded, cool area with water or just leave them at home. This message is courtesy of our good friends at Shaggy Too Swaggy Pets, located at 3411 Arlington Avenue in Riverside. They are always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction. For more information, give them a call at 951-742-5674. That's 951-742-5674. That's Shaggy Too Swaggy Pets.
KCAA.
Where life's much better. So download the app in your smart device today. Listen everywhere and anywhere. Whether you're in Southern California, Texas, or sailing on the Gulf of Mexico, life's a breeze with KCAA. Download the app in your smart device today.
I'll be sailing out of yesterday in the Gulf of Mexico.
KCAA. KCAA.
Welcome back, San Bernardino. This is Shazette. I am on KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. And Eric, tell us where you can find us on the YouTubes.
You guys can check in KCA TV on YouTube and also on Kick, as well as you guys can download the KCA app if you just type in KCAA on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and you can listen in Paris, California to Paris, France.
Thank you. Also, check out Eric's show. Is it on Wednesdays?
It's Tuesdays at from 7 to 9. Palm Trees and Progress presents. I appreciate the plug.
You are so welcome. I watch a lot of the shows on KCAA because it's a lot of local people, it's a lot of friends, a lot of local folks. They come and they talk about things locally that we're doing in the community. Like Robert Porter, I have a co-host, Epiani Lockhart. He comes on at the end of the month, and this month I think we're doing men's health stuff, like mental health, with Epiani at the end of the month. And then I think next week I'm going to have information on domestic. It's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I work in domestic violence, so in a family assistance program. So I had promised that I didn't want to stay like, down in the doldrums. I guess that's an old word, huh? Doldrums. Y'all know that? Okay. Because we have everything to celebrate.
Yes.
We have everything to celebrate. Nikki she's thriving. When I saw her at the game, the game a week or so ago, I was just like, okay, she's back. She didn't let us take her down for too long, and she's fighting, and and she's winning.
Yes.
You're winning.
I'm winning. I'm winning. Yes.
Like a Dodger.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You're winning like
Running
the
it back.
Dodgers. Yes. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I am distracted a tiny little bit because my engineer Eric has a Anaheim Ducks hat on.
I would like to mention I didn't even have it on earlier, but then I was like, oh, you know what? I got to throw it on for Z.
We both just kind of gave him the evil eye. Like,
I know.
Yeah, I was very scared at the top of the hours.
So we love hockey, and we love good hockey, and
Yes.
we love the Ducks in Anaheim when
Quack,
we play,
quack.
or the Kings in it. We like good rivalry. So
Yes.
I'm glad it's a hockey hat because
Yes.
not many people know
Right.
have hockey, but and I like this. We have I said I was gonna mention this because on the Ontario Reign we have a player. His name is Jacob Doty. And I'm gonna send this to him because I want Jacob Doty to know that Jacob Doty, you are our favorite player.
Yes, Dotes.
Yes,
We love Dotes.
We love him. He's an elder statesman on the team, but he's our tough guy. He's our fighter.
Yes.
He's all heart, all passion,
Yes.
and he brings the energy, and it's so weird, Nikki, because you know what? Jacob Doty is the same age as my son. And I keep saying that he's his elder statesman, and I'm like, but he's only 32. And I seen his wife and kids at the last season at
Oh, yes.
one of the last games, and
Yes.
he's got these little bitty kids, and I'm like, he's a young man, you know. So I gotta stop calling him old, but
It's tough though. My
I-
son's 30 also, and
I
you look at him and you're like, ah.
I know, but I am so we love Jacob Doty. He's a
Yes.
fighter, and we're gonna dedicate every fight to that he has this year, this season, to our breast cancer survivors.
Yes.
Keep fighting, y'all. Keep fighting. I know things are getting tough out there with medical bills and Medicare and Medi-Cal and things like that. Whatever your insurances are, fight for your right. Remember this program, Every Woman Counts, in California. It'll help you with breast cancer treatment if you need it and you don't have insurance. I've referred so many people there. You can get your mammograms if you have suspicions. And then if anything, hopefully, it doesn't, but if anything comes up positive, then you can reach out to them and sign up with them to make sure that you get your treatment, that you don't, even if you don't have medical insurance. So, but we're gonna keep now, Nikki, you're an educator. So you can become a Lemonista, and you can become an educator, because we need more educators, breast health educators. So there's an organization that I was blessed to be a part of, and I was introduced to this program from my friend Cynthia, who's in Texas. She used to stay here in California, but she moved to Texas. She's a educator, and we met as she was a supporter of friends who had breast cancer. We met years and years ago. And then, as fate would have it, I guess, I don't know if it's fate, she was herself diagnosed with breast cancer, and she went through treatment, and everything, and she shared her journey, and she's been just this inspiration to me and to a lot of other friends of ours, cohorts, that we hung around. When you're a part of the breast cancer community, you have a lot of friends, a lot of people, and a lot of colleagues. Yes. So she's been wonderful, and she was the one that recommended and suggested that I become a breast health educator through Know Your Lemons. And it's a really cool organization. It's really digital. It's got a real good digital platform. And lots of tools and things like that. I think I've ordered, I order a little bunch every year because I do a few classes here and there. But now that, you're a survivor, now you can do education with me, and you can come, I'm going to recommend you, because we don't have a lot of Hispanic ladies, or a lot of Black ladies, or women of other cultures, period, outside of white, that educate about breast health, so we can do that. But Randisa, tell us how you got associated with, and why. What was your why? Introduce yourself. I'm sorry. Introduce yourself.
I'm Randisa White. I work alongside Elizabeth Pinder McSwain at Caramel Connections.
Sorry.
All right. Randisa White. I work alongside Elizabeth Pinder McSwain at Caramel Connections Foundation, and she introduced me to Know Your Lemons. And right away, I was just captivated by the graphics.
Yes.
I loved the way it was presented, the bold brightness, colors, and that how they used the lemons. It takes away the uncomfortableness of this and the sexuality about it. And I saw the capacity for it to reach all different cultures and dynamics. Yeah. And I also agree that sometimes you need to see more people, women of color, people of color, in those fields or areas for other people to connect, for them to want to listen, for them to want to take those steps and want to, take the initiative to check themselves and check their body. So that was what drew me to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Have you done any education yet with anyone? Have you had any groups or anything?
No, I haven't done it. Well, my first group was when we had our Martin Luther King Jr. Unity celebration in January. Okay. So I did a quick talk and presentation and a poll and encouraged everyone to download the app. Okay. So it was fun. And I love the public speaking in that aspect of getting up there and showing. And, you know, again, we were in the large auditorium, but we had the ones that did stay, they were there, they were drawn in. And again, the presentation was captivating with all the colors. So it was great. I enjoyed it.
It is. I like that. I liked the Know Your Lemons. The appeal of it is they do bright colors, yellows, pinks, bright colors. And they use the lemon skin, the deterioration of a lemon skin, as the model on how how you notice like the differences in the change in your breast. They use a lemon model and the difference, like how it feels and the textures and things like that to explain it. And I was so drawn to that because I could do this education with men.
Yes.
It crosses over both genders, you know, and kids. Young women, they love it because it's like bright and it's, you know, it's not so scary, you know, it takes the kind of like the sexuality out of it, you know, but it keeps the human in it, the humanistic part of it, you know. So tell me what you do with Caramel Connections. Tell me what you guys are doing.
Yes.
I see Elizabeth everywhere.
Yes.
You know, she's one of the most educated people, and I know she's been doing some stuff. But tell me what y'all doing over there.
Well, the organization was founded in 2016, and again, Caramel, you know, people of color, trying to introduce them to healthy cooking, health and wellness, and right now we have our Seeds of Joy Community Garden. So
In Ontario.
in Ontario, California,
Yep.
in the Anthony Munoz Community Park.
Yep.
And
I love that park.
we have the free plots for the families. We have our presentations and workshops, and just really trying to work with the communities of color, people of color, trying to encourage them to get in the garden, grow healthy food, be aware of their BMI, their blood pressure, their glucose levels, and just all the different ways that they can improve their health.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. Yesterday, my son graduated from community health worker training.
Yes.
I'm a community health worker too.
Awesome.
But he graduated yesterday from the IEHP training program. And I told him, all right, now get out. You got to get out there and work. You got to get out there in the community. He
Yes.
does that kind of stuff already, but it's really, really important. I feel community health workers, and if you're not one, you should be one.
It will be on my checklist.
Okay, because you are already doing that work, so there's compensation out there to keep you doing that work because it's really important.
Yes.
You know, I know who you're meeting and who's coming to you at the parks and things like that are probably folks that are part of marginalized communities. You know, so we want to be able to. I am a gardener. My son is better. It's just how it's supposed to go, I guess. I don't know, but he's better. He says that I chaos garden, and I do. But then he fixes it, you know. Okay. So I've gotten a lot of tips, but I want him to go and become like a master gardener because he's brilliant at it, you know. And you don't see many urban black, gardeners, people. And y'all know I've been telling y'all San Bernardino for I don't know how long now. Y'all need to be growing y'all food.
Yes.
You need to be having little plots of land growing your own food, because things are funny out there, you know, and I refuse to buy vegetables in the store. It's ridiculous, the markup. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. So I recommend to folks, be able to feed yourself at least. If something should go down, be able to feed yourself. Right. If not, come to 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. But why? Tell me. I want to know what. Do you have a personal history experience with breast cancer? Anybody that you know?
I have a friend. My friend from middle school, actually, and she's been going through struggles that she recently revealed and shared with lumps and scares and having to go through all of the exams and just her strength of still having her faith and her smile, being able to just stand tall. I told her, I was just so proud of you for that. Yeah. So that's my connection with it. Yeah.
I'm glad that's your only connection.
Yes. Definitely feels
glad.
like younger and younger.
does.
It's happening. And like you said with the food, the whole thing with the food, it
Yes.
feels like it's environmental. You know,
Oh, yeah.
before
Uh-huh.
it felt like, okay, older people got cancer. These are the people that you never thought yourself. And, you know, I'm under 50. I'm barely under 50, but I'm under 50. And that's not a large demographic of
No.
previously. When I went in for chemo, when I went in for radiation, I saw people my age and younger.
Younger.
And I was like, where is this coming from? You know, and the first thing you think is like your food, your water, the environment, you know, because you just don't know like what brought it on. I don't have a family history of cancer.
Right.
I don't even know anybody with cancer. I know Z, but there was no one like no blood connection to cancer at all. And so you just start racking your brain. And what did you tell me? You said, you know what your risk was? You're a woman. You have breast. That's what
That's
it was.
the risk. Yeah.
That's it.
That's the risk. You know, it's important to me to keep bringing folks forward in this journey with me, who can talk to more people. You know, if I know you, then I need you to, you know, I need you to go hold a class or hold a group. You know,
Yeah.
go to the senior center, go to church. Ask your pastors if you can do something with the women's group, you know, or something simple. Do and like the Lemonistas and the Know Your Lemons, it's all like it uses like pictures and lemons and stuff. So there's like not pictures of breast,
Right.
You know, so you can take it anywhere.
It's easy to understand.
It is.
Makes it very
is.
easy.
We need
It
women
is.
also that speak Spanish and can translate, because a lot of women of color that English is not their first language, they won't go to the doctor
Right.
because they don't feel like people are going to understand.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that is just a woman thing to endure. You know, but it's not curable, but it's treatable.
Right.
And you can live long, long lives. I have lots of survivors that I know that are
Right.
20, 30, 40 years, you know, they're in the game and doing just fine. You know, they caught it early, they got it out, they did their treatment. The first 5 years is the most important time, because if it's going to come back, it's usually within the first 5 years. Mine came back within the first 24 months. So I was the first time around I didn't have a mastectomy, and then the second time I didn't have a choice but to have a mastectomy. And those are things that people, you know, we want to educate people on. You know that people didn't understand why I had to have a mastectomy. Women, you know, why do you have to have a mastectomy? Because I had already had radiation, and you can't have it twice.
Correct.
You can't do
Correct.
radiation twice. So I didn't have any options. I could do chemo and take chemo medication, you know, which I did. But if there had been a choice, I didn't care at that point. I was ready. I was done. I was like, take them, because
Right.
I'm not going to keep going through this, because every single time I went to the doctor, because I go every 3 months after initial, you know, you go every 3 months and every 6 months and then once a year. Every 3 months they would find something, and I was having to go through the whole procedure again. Biopsy, you know, they find it, biopsy, consult, surgical consult. It takes up so much time, and it was because I had microcalcifications and pre-tumors. It was every 3 months I was worried about something. So when the option came the second time to have a mastectomy, I was like, okay. And they were like, you probably won't be able to have radiation. And I'm like, reconstruction. And I said, okay. I said, we'll figure out something. I says, we'll figure out something. I says, am I going to topple over forward if I don't, you know, do nothing?
Right. I think
And
what
they
people
were like, no.
forget too is that like it takes a big mental toll on you, not just physically, but like mentally, because you're trying to decide. You're like, they give you options, and it's tough because I'm not a doctor. These are your options. What treatment do you want to have?
Right.
I don't know. And
Right.
so that's tough too. So I think that's where that whole getting out into the community and
talking
speaking to
to
other
people.
people and being very transparent
And
with
being
the diagnosis.
available.
Yes, and being available so
And
that you
being
can share.
available,
Yes.
You know, being available. get you some cards, put it on your websites, let folks know that you are an educator.
Yes.
So that you can, that you are able and willing to go and talk to them about, cancer and cancer treatment, that you want to.
Yes.
I know it meant a lot to me when I was going through the groups, support groups. Have you done support groups yet?
I have.
You thinking about it? Are you
I was
doing it?
advised to stay away from them.
Oh, okay.
I was advised to stay away from them because I guess there's a few different things with it. So if you're cancer, I guess if you consider it not as bad because it was in earlier stages, and when you're in cancer treatment with someone who has maybe metastatic breast cancer, that you could have survivor guilt because yours isn't as bad. And then sometimes you just kind of go down the rabbit hole of like, what could.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and I thought about like kind of going through it just to kind of see, other
You
things to
gotta
be aware of.
Yeah, you gotta find out what's good for you. You know why it was good for me? When I went to group, I went to a few different groups, Pomona Valley and Kaiser, and then I started my own group for a while.
Okay.
Because I felt I really needed to reach out to women of color, and I had that for a while, and then I just got busy with life. But what I learned from my group, especially my Pomona Valley group, I love those ladies. They would share things that I should be looking out for, that I could look out for, that I questions to ask from the doctors and things that I never would have thought to ask.
Yeah.
Things that I never would have thought to ask. I found out through a group mate who has since passed on. Her name was Raylene. I loved her so much. That there's a treatment that has high success rates through bone marrow transplants. She was going to the City of Hope, and she did the whole bone marrow transplant. And she was in remission when she passed away. She didn't pass away from cancer. It was a freak accident. She fell down some stairs.
Oh, wow.
She had been in remission for like 17 years.
Oh, wow.
17.
With the bone marrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, when you're going through it, especially because I found that out the first time because I went to group. And then when I was re-diagnosed, I was like, oh, well, maybe at least I know that those options. So how bad is it? If I need those options, thank God that I didn't, but I knew about them.
Sure. So I do have some Facebook groups that I'm a part of that are specific to, because I didn't know. I thought breast cancer was breast cancer. I didn't realize there's hormone positive, hormone negative. There's all these different things that go. I thought chemo was chemo. I thought it was just a medication. There's different types of medication. I had no idea. I was very, very blind to all of it. And so I did join a couple of Facebook groups just to kind of get an idea of what I would be looking at when it came to treatment, when it came to, and I kind of pick and chose and looked at like what were some of the ones that were diagnosed similar to mine.
Okay.
And so I was able to kind of nitpick like what pieces I was going to take, as opposed to just being in a group where everyone is like stage 4. Everyone is stage, and so I think that you're right. Those are definitely helpful because it did allow me to have a list of questions when I went in. I was like, oh, that's a good question. I didn't think about that. So definitely something to look into.
I didn't know. I learned in group from someone about phantom pain. Phantom.
Oh, yes.
Is that the right word?
Yes.
Phantom pain.
Yes.
That I thought I knew about it. I knew about phantom limb syndrome. I knew about that because I had an aunt, my grandfather that they were amputees, limbs, legs, like knees and stuff, and ankles. But I did not know that would go for like mammary, like breast, but I still have that sometimes. It's like you have kids. Do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. When your kids were when you were producing milk, and your like chest would get heavy because
Yes.
that's what it feels like.
Oh, wow.
That's what it feels like. And I had somebody who was able in my group, and to explain that to me, that's what that was. Because some of those things we just keep to ourselves.
Well, and it makes you feel less alone when it comes to that stuff because you're able to relate to other people and you're like, okay, because sometimes you think like, am I just a freak? Like
Exactly.
especially with finding cancer in a third nipple.
I
Come
know
on.
you knew that way.
Right.
'Cause
I did, but I've been very transparent. And literally just the other night, I was talking to someone at our table at church, and she said, I'm asking you these questions because I have a third nipple. I said, I'm glad. So I'm very transparent because you never know.
You never
and,
know.
as women, we have something I didn't know either is that we have milk lines that go all the way down.
Yes.
And so we should be checking like our chest and our abdomen area for irregular lumps. And that's
Yes.
not something they tell you when you check yourself for breast cancer.
I know.
And so that's
I
definitely
know.
something. And that's the only reason why I found it.
That's I found that out too, that it should be from shoulders to hips. You
Yeah.
gotta check from shoulders to hips.
Yeah.
Because you got glands and stuff. You got
Yes.
that can be. I learned so much in groups. I guess I recommend them, but I understand what you're saying when it's like, well, if you're with, I was supposed to have a friend on that she has MBC, metastatic breast cancer, but she's amazing and awesome. She's living her life and she's doing her thing. She's, and I used to be afraid of that. I used to
Yes.
be afraid of
sure.
of those ladies. Because I felt like, I didn't go through nothing. I'm not going,
Like your cancer isn't enough. Like
Yes,
if you
it's
didn't
not
go through
enough.
chemo, if you didn't go through, is it really that bad? Because it was stage 1.
Yeah.
So those are
The
definitely
only
something.
thing I think that I really took a stand for was on my socials and stuff. And I really didn't have socials back then, but because I follow your socials and I was like, I'm so glad you do it because that's how I was keeping up with you and stuff like that. But the only thing that I didn't, I don't want to scare people away.
Sure.
So I don't want to do anything dramatic. But I have had women ask if they could see my scars or
Yes.
if they could see my chest.
Yes.
I used to belong to a group through Kaiser that I volunteered to do that for women who were considering reconstruction or not. So I was the not. And we would go in, it was a group of us, and we would go in with our with little white robes on, and it would be an audience of women, and we would share, what it looks like. And it was every single time I was like, ooh, I want to know who that doctor was because he did great work.
Right.
Right. And that's a good thing to be a part of some of these groups is that if you want, reconstruction, you can find these things out. But I was also a part of that because there are women who cannot have reconstruction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can't because they have to take too much out or they were little.
Right.
And lots of reasons, The other reason, too, is that in order for them to do any kind of reconstruction to give me any semblance of anything that looked like, original breast or anything like that, it was going to take a series of 15 to 20 surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, who has that kind of time?
Yeah.
And I have friends that were going through it and they were going in with the fillers every week or every other
expanders,
week. The expanders and, and then, sometimes it didn't work out. But then there's some sisters out there, boy, I'm like, I'm going to probably be that 80-year-old. I'm going to be like, okay, I want a rack now, and I'm going to go ahead and get, I'll wait until then to get them,
Yeah.
But Nikki, what do you want to know? What do you want your people? Tell your family how much. Tell them.
Gosh, my family, my
girls,
my husband, my son, my church family,
Yes.
my hockey family, my hockey family who FaceTime me because I couldn't be at the last games and she has them on FaceTime and they're all just wishing me well.
Yep.
And you guys surround yourself with a community of believers, surround yourself with a community of survivors, surround yourself with a community, even if it's not your blood family, surround yourself with a community because that's the only way you'll get through anything like this. And being alone is not it. It's not it. As much as I thought I'll just handle this, I'm like, no, you know what?
Quietly.
Yeah, I'll just go through my stuff, and I opted to go the opposite. I opted to go the opposite and be very open with it and very transparent with friends that are now going to get mammograms that didn't before.
I'm glad.
but yeah, allow people to help you.
Yes.
Allow people. That's huge. That was huge. I'm always the helper. I'm always
And
the one
women,
going out.
We are the
Yes.
worst at that.
We are.
Allow people to help.
Allow people
we
to
are
help you.
the worst at
Accept
that.
the help. Yeah.
Accept the help.
But I love them all, and I'm super thankful.
You
I'm
have a-
thankful to you.
Oh
and
my goodness, you
yeah.
got such a great family and support.
Yes.
And I love that. So I want you, Miss Rendices, I want you to tell me now. You're gonna do some classes. You're gonna start some educations.
Oh, yes.
I want you to tell me how we can help. How we can
Yes.
help.
Yes.
We can bring friends. We can do a
Yes.
workshop.
Yes. Well, I will I definitely look forward to planning those out, planning out some groups. 'Cause
Karma Connections is,
Yes.
is because it's healthcare.
it is.
And it's and it's keeping
And on to that community health worker. You said?
exactly
Yes.
exactly. I'm gonna
Yes.
talk to you about that
Yes,
because
I look forward
I
to
think you already doing it, and you just need to get the certification.
Yes.
I mean, you don't need to, but it's there to get.
It's
So go
connection,
to-
like you said, the master gardener. I got that this year, so make it all connect and make it all work for the
Yes.
community.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
you need to come to my house because I got a problem. I'm gonna share 3 more minutes, I think. Okay, so I got 3 more minutes. I'm gonna share this. First of all, thank you so much. And here's I brought my pom poms to say yay for all the cancer survivors.
Yes.
Yay to all of you women out there that are fighting the fight.
Yes.
Some the ones of you that are striving and thriving
Yes.
and walking and trying to raise money. Thank you to organizations like Stater Brothers that do the cancer walk every year. Susan G. Komen.
Yes.
I just those of you that are out still trying to raise funds, now is the most important time ever. We have had research funding cut from the government. We have prioritized some of the oddest things and not the things that need to be prioritized,
Yes.
like women's health, women's reproductive and women's health. We, stop trying to take away and give us more, skills, more education, to get through this stuff. Nobody's getting younger. Everybody's getting older. And, the natural, development of things is that, we were born to die. So our body is going to, deteriorate. And with that comes cancer. So let's be realistic about it, know, because not everybody has to pass away from cancer, So here's my pom-pom. I'm a cheerleader for everybody that's going through the fight. Thank you so much. I did bring some flowers. Hold on. For Miss Nikki.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
To celebrate her.
Thank you.
Her recent survivorship.
Thank
She's
you, thank
surviving,
you.
y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
Celebrate.
And I want to, I'm not going to tell what I was going to tell. But I'll be here next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about domestic violence. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we'll be here next week. And thank you so much, community, for continuing to tune in. I saw I had a lot of viewers, new viewers last week. I really appreciate y'all. 1050 KCAA, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. And you can find us on kcaaradio.com and on YouTube under KCAA Radio or KCAA TV. And I look forward to seeing you guys, seeing everyone next week. And thank you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Go forth and do good work.
Yes.
Go forth and do good work.
Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you.
stories.
Thank you.
Most definitely. All right, take it easy.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda is sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters 1932.